What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're continuing our top 5 sleeper playoff teams. A few days ago we did AFC. We're going to do NFC today, so let's get started. Alright, we're going to start off with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been inching closer to the playoffs every year. I think this is their year. You think about Jameis Winston and what he had to work with these past couple years. You're talking about players like Adam Humphries and that Shepard guy. Then you got Cameron Brate. What is a Cameron Brate? I don't know, but he still found a way to do it. Now the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have addressed that. You've got Mike Evans already. They added Deshaun Jackson to stretch the field. They drafted Chris Godwin, wide receiver out of Penn State, who was no joke. On the tight end side of things, they drafted O.J. Howard, the best tight end in the draft, 19 overall. And as far as the running back situation goes, if anybody gets hurt, they got Jeremy McNichols, who they drafted out of Boise State, who was also no joke. This guy could do anything you want him to do. So if Doug Martin gets hurt, then Charleston gets hurt again, then Jacquizz Rodgers goes. You got Jeremy McNichols, so you have a backup plan for the backup plan. So definitely they're pretty much set offensively, and I can see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers being an offensively led team because their defense is all right. I just don't think it's going to be really anything to fear at this point. Yes, they have some good players: Quan Alexander, Levante David, Gerald McCoy, Brent Grimes, and Vernon Hargreaves. If you want to throw him in there, he did struggle his rookie season, but I just don't think that defense has enough that it's really going to make an impact on other offenses, like that. I don't like their safety core. They did draft Justin Evans, but we'll see what happens with their defense. I think they can do better than last year, but definitely I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offensively are a pretty good team, and that's definitely going to lead them into the playoffs. Moving on to the Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, I am a Giants fan, and I have the Philadelphia Eagles potentially making the playoffs next year. You got to admit their offense is looking pretty good. I know it's kind of questionable. Alshon Jeffrey, Torrey Smith, what are they going to be? What kind of players are going to be? Are they going to be the players of late, which is not very good, or are they going to be the players from their prime days? I don't know yet, and I don't know how to tell. The only way we can tell is when they're on the field regular season. But if it all works out, that's definitely going to be a good receiving core. Especially you got Jordan Matthews in the slot where he should be. And then at the running back situation, you got LeGarrette Blount, who mysteriously, out of nowhere, signed with the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles didn't express any interest in LeGarrette Blount. He was going to go to the Lions or he's going to go to the Giants. And then the Eagles wound up taking him. I don't know how, but it happened. So, I'm still pissed about that. But still, LeGarrette Blount, really good running back. Then you got Donnell Pumphrey in the backfield as well. So, looking good for Carson Wentz right now. And then defensively, they got a good D-line. You got Brandon Graham. You added Timmy Jernigan. You added Chris Long. And you drafted Derek Barnett, so that's a pretty good D-line right there. You're also, you have Fletcher Cox, of course. And then their linebacking core, Jordan Hicks coming back, but he did get injured, so that's a minor setback. That's going to be a problem. Jordan Hicks just can't stay healthy whatsoever, but he's still one of the best middle linebackers in the NFL right now. Just nobody pays attention to him because he's always injured. So there's that. You got good safeties. You got Malcolm Jenkins, and then you got Rodney McLeod. But their corners just look so pitiful. I don't care if you have a good D-line, a good linebacking core, good safeties. You definitely have to have a good cornerback core because you're going to get lit up all around the field. Sure, you're going to get pressure on the quarterback, but if they just lob it up and you have bad cornerbacks, somebody's going to come down with it, and it won't be your team. So we'll see what happens with that cornerback core. I expect Howie Roseman before the start of the season to get a cornerback in the later half of free agency, during the preseason and stuff like that, when teams are cutting, good players just because they don't have room for, they want to make room for other players. I could see him either trading or picking up a cornerback, because you cannot go into the season with Patrick Robinson and Jalen Mills as your starting cornerbacks, especially if you're going into if you are in the NFC East. You got Des Bryant, Odell Beckham, Brandon Marshall, Terrell Pryor. You got all those wide receivers just in your division. It's going to be hard to compete with those cornerbacks. So they definitely need to address that, but I could see the Philadelphia Eagles making the playoffs. Moving on, we got the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans Saints offensively, always a really good team. On top of that, they're adding a triple-headed monster. You already got Mark Ingram. You're adding one of the best running backs to ever live in Adrian Peterson. He is not the old Adrian Peterson, but he's still going to do something. And then you've got Alvin Kamara. It's a great problem to have. Who's going to get how many carries? And I think as far as the running game goes, it's going to be really good. They did give away Brandon Cooks for a first-round pick. I don't like what they used it on. Ryan Ramczyk, it's all right, but, he's not even going to be starting, I don't think. So that kind of sucks. But they did get Ted Ginn, who is a little bit of a replacement for Brandon Cooks. I still think Brandon Cooks is a little better. And Ted Ginn is a little older. He is pretty old. And he's still really fast, though. The problem is his hands. But he's still a burner. He did very well in Carolina in his time there. Then we got the defensive side of things, and you guys know the Saints are notorious for having the worst defense in the NFL every year. But they did sort of address it. They did go out and get Manti Te'o from the San Diego Chargers, or Los Angeles Chargers. They did draft Alex Anzalone out of LSU. You got Sheldon Rankins coming back. He was injured last year. I don't think he played a snap in the regular season. But he's going to be coming back. Hopefully he's healthy. This guy, very dynamic player. Cameron Jordan on that D-line, of course. Then on the cornerback core, you got Marshawn Lattimore, who they just wound up getting just... I don't know. It was a miracle that they wound up getting Marshawn Lattimore. Everybody was distracted by all these quarterbacks falling. 3 quarterbacks went before Marshawn Lattimore. That was ridiculous. So all these teams were distracted on quarterbacks. Marshawn Lattimore wound up slipping all the way down to the team who needed him the most, and that was the New Orleans Saints. So I think he has the potential of being a lockdown corner, so this could definitely change the defense around. So we'll see what happens. Kenny Vaccaro and Bell at safety. We'll see what they do. Kenny Vaccaro is, highs and lows. So we'll see what kind of Kenny Vaccaro we see coming into this year. Von Bell. I couldn't remember his first name, but Von Bell out of Ohio State at safety. And then we've got the second to last team, the Minnesota Vikings. They started 5-0 last year with Sam Bradford. The Eagles wound up kicking their butt, and then they wound up going 8-8. So that was a pretty big downfall there. I expect them to learn from their mistakes. They had a problem with their offense, especially running the ball. But now they've got Latavius Murray, and then they drafted Dalvin Cook. So hopefully that running back duo works out. Defensively, they're pretty good defensively. I just hope that that Sam Bradford or Teddy Bridgewater, we'll see who starts, just plays better and winds up distributing the ball fairly and with efficiency. So, and about Teddy Bridgewater, if he's healthy, I don't see them both being on the roster. If he's healthy, I can see Teddy Bridgewater either starting or being traded away, and I can see the same vice versa for Sam Bradford. So we'll see what happens there. As far as that situation goes, I don't see Teddy Bridgewater staying on the roster. I don't see both quarterbacks staying on the roster if Teddy Bridgewater is healthy, is what I'm getting at. But we'll see. So, moving on to the last team, and I did not want to put this team on there, but, it kind of grew on me a little bit, and that's the Chicago Bears. You look at the Chicago Bears, and their quarterback situation is mediocre, fine. Their wide receiver situation is mediocre, but it has depth. This receiving core can definitely give some defenses some problems, because I'm just going to list off a couple names here. We got Cameron Meredith, We got Kevin White if he's healthy. We got Marcus Wheaton, Ruben Randall, who is a consistent 800-yard receiver. We've got Victor Cruz, Kendall Wright. I mean, that's just to name a few. We got a lot of wide receivers on this core right now. So definitely going to give some defenses some problems. Mike Glennon or Mitch Trubisky, whichever one it is, going to have a couple weapons to throw to. And then their offensive line is really underrated. Bobby Massey as a right tackle is really coming up. Charles Leno as well at left tackle. You got Cody Whitehair, who's a beast at center. So and then you got Josh Sinnen at guard. I mean, come on, you really can't go wrong here. That's a pretty good offensive line. And defensively, they're all right. I still think they could get better. They did add Quentin Demps, who is just a old man wonder. This guy is old, but he's still performing in the NFL, and now he's with the Chicago Bears. They did add Prince Amukamara as well, who's a decent starter. So it looks like they have a pretty good team together. So that could be a team to make the playoffs as well. So those are my top 5 sleeper playoff teams. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. What do you think I got right? What do you think I got wrong? Let me know who you guys think is a sleeper to make the playoffs. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Also, give me some ideas for some videos, guys. I'm coming out, don't worry. Every video somebody asks me, are you going to make a Giants prediction video with their record and stuff like that? Don't worry, guys. I'm doing it out for all 32 teams in one video like I did last year, where I predict the records. I go through all 256 games on my notebook. I go through all that, count it up, run a playoff scenario, run a Super Bowl scenario, and give you my Super Bowl prediction as well. So it's just a whole prediction video for all 32 teams, so you guys can stop asking me about that. Give me ideas for other videos, because the offseason is a lonely place. It's hard to come up with ideas for videos, so let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.